Your Toyota is going to outlive you and your kids and probably their kids too, and that should terrify you. Not because the car is dangerous, but because it exposes the biggest scam in automotive history. Every other manufacturer knows exactly how to make cars last forever, they just choose not to. And Toyota accidentally proved it by refusing to play along with the industry's planned obsolescence game. Let me tell you about the most boring Toyota secrets that nobody wants you to know. Toyota engineering is literally the lamest thing at car company parties. While everyone else is talking about turbo this and sport mode that, Toyota engineers are in the corner getting excited about oil passages and bearing tolerances. You know what's the messed up part? These nerds are absolutely destroying everyone else in the game by doing the exact opposite of what modern automotive technology demands. They make cars that just work forever, and that's it. That's the whole strategy. No, seriously, that's literally their entire business model. Make it work, make it last, make it boring as hell, and guess what? Consumer Reports lose their minds over it. Year after year, Toyota models dominate every car durability study ever made. Why your neighbor's Camry won't die. You want to know why your neighbor's 20-year-old Camry with 300,000 miles still starts every morning while your fancy European car needs constant car maintenance at 60,000? Because Toyota's engineering excellence is allergic to innovation. No, really, they literally refuse to use new automotive technology until it's been tested for like a decade. Remember when everyone had turbo engines in 2010? Toyota was still using naturally aspirated engines from the Stone Age. Remember when everyone had fancy dual-clutch transmissions? Toyota was still using regular automatics that cavemen invented. But here's where it gets absolutely mental. Those Stone Age engines are still running today, while all those fancy turbos are sitting in junkyards. Any honest car reviews will tell you this. The best cars aren't the newest ones. They're the ones that actually work. The Hilux is the perfect example of this insanity. ISIS literally uses these things as weapons platforms. Not because they support terrorism, but because even after you shoot them, blow them up, and abandon them in the desert for 3 years, they still start when you turn the key. This is automotive history at its finest. There are documented cases of Hiluxes surviving actual war zones and then being sold as used cars later. Top Gear tried to kill one by drowning it, setting it on fire, and dropping it from a building. Guess what happened? Nothing. It just kept working. The reason cars that last like Toyotas refuse to die isn't because of some Japanese mystical engineering secret. It's because they're too cheap to change anything. The Land Cruiser has been using basically the same engine design for 20 years. The Tacoma went 16 years without a major redesign. The Corolla is essentially the same car it was in the 90s with different body panels. You know what normal companies call this? Laziness. You know what Toyota calls it? Toyota reliability. The conspiracy behind Toyota engineering. Here's the kicker that nobody talks about in car reviews. Toyota makes more profit per car than almost any luxury brand. Because they spend nothing on revolutionary automotive design. They just keep making the same reliable crap over and over again. While Mercedes is spending billions developing new automotive technology that'll break in 3 years, Toyota is using the same radio from 2008 and charging you $35,000 for the privilege. The 4Runner is my favorite example of this beautiful scam. It's literally a 20-year-old truck with a new face. They haven't updated the engine since Bush was president. The first Bush. Okay, that's an exaggeration, but not by much. The fuel economy is garbage. The interior looks like a time capsule from automotive history. The technology is prehistoric. And people are paying over 50 grand for these things, with dealer markups. Why? Because everyone knows it'll run until the heat death of the universe. Consumer Reports confirm this every single year. But here's where the conspiracy gets real. Toyota could make exciting cars that also last forever. They proved it with the Supra, the MR2, the Celica GT4. These were amazing Toyota models that were also bulletproof examples of engineering excellence, but they stopped making them. You want to know why? Because reliable sports cars would literally break the entire auto industry. Imagine if everyone bought one of the best cars ever made that was fun and lasted 25 years, the entire economy would collapse. Dealers would go bankrupt, mechanics would starve, car companies would implode. So Toyota made a deal with the devil. They'd keep making boring, reliable cars for normal people and let everyone else make the fun stuff that breaks. Why other manufacturers can't copy the formula? Now you're probably thinking, okay, smart guy, if Toyota reliability is so great, why doesn't everyone just copy them? Oh, they tried. Trust me, they all tried. But here's the hilarious part. They can't help themselves from adding stupid crap that breaks. Ford tried to make reliable cars that last, but then they added 47 computers and electronic everything. GM tried to make simple cars with basic car maintenance needs, but then they remembered they hate their customers and made the ignition switches fall out. Volkswagen tried to make reliable cars, but then they remembered their Volkswagen and made everything out of plastic that dissolves when you look at it wrong. The Germans are the worst offenders. They know how to achieve engineering excellence, they just refuse to do it on principle. BMW engineers will literally design a perfect engine, then some executive will walk in and say, but what if we made the water pump out of recycled candy wrappers and charged $3,000 for car maintenance every 30,000 miles? Mercedes does the same thing with their automotive design, except they make their parts out of compressed unicorn tears that cost your firstborn child to replace. Meanwhile, Toyota engineering is over here using the same water pump design from 1995. Because why change it if it works? That's not a joke, by the way. They literally use decades-old part designs because they've been proven to work. It's genius and infuriating at the same time. Any maintenance tips forum will tell you, Toyota parts last forever because they're the same parts they've always been. The most insane part about all this is that Toyota has tricked everyone into thinking reliability is a Japanese thing. It's not. Honda engines explode, Nissan transmissions commit suicide, Mazda rusts just by thinking about salt. Toyota is the only one who figured out the cheat code. Make it boring, make it last, make it impossible to kill. This is what real automotive technology should be about. Car maintenance secrets. Why Toyotas are stupid easy to keep running. Here's where things get really interesting, and this is something that car reviews almost never talk about. So Consumer Reports has been tracking car durability for decades, right? And Toyota consistently dominates the top spots. Year after year after year, it's Toyota, Lexus, maybe a Honda sneaks in there somewhere. But why? Is it because Toyotas never need maintenance? No, that's not it. It's because when they do need maintenance, it's predictable, affordable, and easy. Toyota designs their cars with maintenance in mind. Wild concept, I know. Like, you can actually change the oil in a Camry without having to remove the front bumper. You can replace the air filter without removing the engine cover. You can change the spark plugs without dismantling half the engine bay. Revolutionary stuff here, folks. Compare that to some European luxury cars where you need to drop the entire engine just to replace a headlight bulb. I'm not even exaggerating. Some cars are designed to look good in the showroom, and that's it. Toyota designs their cars to be fixed by a regular mechanic in a regular shop with regular tools. And here's the genius part about maintenance tips for Toyotas. They actually tell you how to maintain their cars properly. I know, shocking concept. The owner's manual isn't just there for decoration. Toyota actually means it when they say change your oil every 5,000 miles or 6 months. They're not trying to upsell you on premium synthetic oil that costs twice as much. Regular oil works fine because the engines are designed to work with regular oil. Sure, synthetic is better, but the engine doesn't require it to survive. You know what else? Toyota's maintenance schedules are realistic. They're not asking you to come in every 3,000 miles for some made-up service. They're not inventing problems that don't exist. The scheduled maintenance is based on actual engineering data about when things actually need to be replaced, not on what will make the dealership the most money. And here's something that blows my mind. Toyota doesn't over-engineer solutions to problems that don't exist. You know those fancy cylinder deactivation systems that are supposed to save fuel but end up causing all sorts of engine problems? Carbon buildup, misfires, failed lifters, the whole 9 yards? Toyota looked at that and said, or we could just make the engine more efficient in the first place. Mind-blowing strategy, truly. Instead of adding complexity that will break, they just made a better engine that doesn't need the complexity. Cars that last aren't built by accident. They're built by companies that prioritize longevity over flash. And Toyota has been doing this for so long that it's basically in their DNA at this point. Every single component is tested to death before it goes into production. They don't rush things to market just to beat the competition. They don't care if they're last to adopt a new technology as long as when they do adopt it, it actually works. The appliance philosophy that wins, the Prius, is the perfect evolution of this strategy. It's the most boring of all Toyota models ever made. It's so boring that people literally fall asleep looking at it. But guess what? Taxi drivers put 500,000 miles on these things with just basic car maintenance. The battery that everyone said would die in 5 years lasts 15. The hybrid system that everyone said was too complex works better than a regular transmission. Consumer Reports love it. Car reviews rave about it. Why? Because it just works. You know what the real reason behind Toyota secrets is? They're not designed to be loved. They're designed to be appliances. You don't love your refrigerator. You just expect it to work every day for 20 years. That's Toyota engineering. No passion, no excitement, no soul, just pure function. And that's exactly why they're the best cars for most people. While everyone else is trying to make you fall in love with their automotive design, Toyota is making sure you never have to think about car maintenance at all. The Land Cruiser was the ultimate proof of this philosophy. It's literally the most reliable vehicle in automotive history. It's so reliable that the United Nations uses them exclusively. So reliable that in Australia they're considered essential equipment. But guess what? Toyota stopped selling them in America. Why? Because they last too long. Dealerships were going bankrupt because nobody needed to buy new ones. Toyota was competing against their own used cars from the Clinton administration. And that's the ultimate paradox of Toyota reliability. People hate boring cars, but they hate unreliable cars even more. So Toyota wins by being the least hateable option. It's not inspiring, it's not revolutionary. It's just smart and effective and boring and perfect. Here's your maintenance tips for life. If you want cars that last forever, buy a Toyota. If you want a car with a personality, buy anything else. Just make sure you also buy a Toyota to drive when your fun car is broken, which will be most of the time. Every car reviews expert knows this. Every Consumer Reports study proves it. Toyota reliability isn't a myth, it's a conspiracy, and we're all in on it. If you enjoy learning about automotive secrets and engineering excellence, make sure to subscribe, hit the bell, and share this video with your friend who keeps bragging about their German car that's currently at the mechanic. Otherwise, see you all next time.